So today on the channel, I'm working on getting the intake manifold. I pulled off a CX7 to work with the engine. The reason why I'm doing this is I want to run the intake manifold runner control, and I don't want to delete that. So, and I also don't want to have to go and get a adapter for this part to run on the engine. To get like a 2.3 to 2.5 adapter, I want to keep it all 2.5, and I can't use this one. It won't allow me to have the intake manifold runner control, but the CX7 will. So what I'm doing right here, one, I need to clean it because it's got a lot of oil around in here, but I am taking these out. I've already removed this pin here off camera. This is like the actuator. I removed all this stuff and I pulled out the pin, and now I'm working on taking out these spots. Alright, so now the dogs will stop barking at the Amazon delivery. So essentially what I said I was doing is I'm deleting the actuator for the intake manifold. And one reason why I'm deleting that is because these little flaps, and over time these flaps can break and go directly into the engine and you're done. It's over. So I'm going to delete these in favor of not having to worry about that going into my engine, and deal with the higher RPMs at idle. I'm okay with that. So let's get started with this. Alright, so when removing these little flappers inside the housing, you just pull out a little bit and release it like that, and then you can pull the other side out, and that's one down. I need to run to the store to grab some brake cleaner because I don't have any, but yeah, so here, pull out, and then pull out the other side. And try to be careful not to break it. Just like that. And last one. Pull. And pull. There we go. So I've just deleted one of the weak points of the intake manifold, which could and will eventually fall into the engine, and well, you know the rest. Anyway, I'm working on getting these last little gasket out of here, and conveniently the new gaskets arrived. So I'm in luck. Alright, so now I'm about to just clean them up. Just got back from good old AutoZone. Got back from AutoZone, about to spray them with a little bit of brake clean and wipe them down if I can get it off. Yeah, man, it's good. Just push it all out of the way, and just gonna wipe it off. So I'm gonna clean these up and I'll turn you back on. Stay tuned. Alright, so now that I got everything all cleaned up, I'm gonna start putting things back in and calling it a wrap. And these little flaps here, I'm just gonna put them back in, press them into place. just like so. This one over here. All right, so now that those are in, we'll put the gaskets on. And that'll be a wrap. Again, I'm using these Felpro gaskets. The product code is right here. I'll also link it in the description for you. But I'm going to go ahead and put these back on, so stay tuned. For your viewing purposes, I want to show you these have locator tabs on them. And on the unit here, there's a locator that tab fits into. So I'm going to place this one for you, and I'll go back, speeding up here, just like that, and you fit them in and just press it to make sure they're in place, and that's it. So the new gaskets and the delete is already done. So now I've got a quick question on this part here. I know that this is the actuator, and I can kind of delete the actuator as is. So I'm wondering if there is, if I'm supposed to keep this part and get rid of this part, or what. I don't even know what this part does, but if you can let me know down in the description, in the comment section, excuse me, that will be very helpful. And or, you know, I'll ask around. So as you can see, there's no sludge in here. This thing actually looks pretty amazing. Actually very good. And we're going to tape it up so that nothing gets in the engine. If you look down here at the valves, everything looks pretty good. It looks like it's 18,000 miles on the engine. That's great. All right, everybody. So that's a little short little engine fix. I'm gonna put something right here to cover that up. You definitely want to cover up everything you see here that I covered up, and also that, because you don't want that stuff falling in your engine. I'm gonna put this inside the Mazda CX-7 intake inside, so it doesn't get crap stuck in there and, you know, get all up stuck in the engine. I put the actuator back on because, you know, since I deleted the rod, I don't have to go and port the hole. I just have that on there. So yeah, remember this? Remember when I broke this in the SES? Yeah, That still gives me nightmares. I believe this is where the AC compressor is going to go. One more thing I realized, I don't know too much about engines, but I will definitely learn when I take out the 2.0. I don't know what this is, but it's broken on the side, so I'm going to go to the junkyard and find that part and replace it. If you know what this is, let me know down in the comment section so that I can go and ask for the right part. But I'll go and pull it if it's there, 'cause I'll know what it is. But anyway, that's it for me today. This is just a look at what I've done from intake manifold, and I'm pretty much swapping the intake manifold because I want to run the intake manifold running controls, and my car will throw a code if I don't have it. All right, what's going on YouTube? Focus Tans here, and today we're going to kind of continue the breakdown series of the engine build, and what I'm doing before I get ready to put this all back together and put it in the ST that's over here off screen. So let's pick up for where we were last time. So I took off the intake manifold so that I could run the CX7 intake manifold. I've ordered parts from the Mazda house, and I'll pick those up on Monday, which would be I think the 17th or the 18th. I don't know. I don't even know what day it is, but I'm picking them up tomorrow, Monday, and I'm going to put those on, so you'll get to see that part of the video at a later date. I'm right now working on, I took off the thermostat, and for those of you that are having the thermostat issue with the P0128, this is, oh no, get it everywhere. This is a thermostat that you'll be getting. The Ford Mondeo has the sensor in it. The American Fords do not have the sensor. That's like a British thing. So if you have a Mondeo, then you will have to get the sensor on the temperature sensor on the thermostat. US doesn't have that. Now, so I'm taking those bolts off and I'm putting everything in the location that it goes. So all the bolts, except for over here, I have those stored away. I'm going to get a new thermostat housing because I don't trust that one, even though it's 18,000 miles. And right now, what am I doing? Let me get you over here so you can see. Right now, I am taking off the water pump because I will be running a new water pump through here, and I'm trying to get out all this old liquid while I can and whatnot. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'll be back you up. So sit back, relax, and watch me remove the stuff. I can tell you that I already took the pulley part of it off. I will be changing this out also with the one that comes from Mass Speed Systems, and when that arrives I'll talk more about that. That's also not here yet. These are a 10mm head that goes on the pulley itself and onto the water pump. This is 10mm, so you need a socket, 10mm socket to buzz these off. I'd use the impact, otherwise it'll spin. You can hold it with one hand, impact, and it'll come off. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now, and I'm working on taking off the bolts. So let's go. All right, so how we're going to get this out of here is we're going to take this flathead and we're going to get it in here and just kind of pull, push, and just kind of wedge it and then pull on it at the same time to wedge it on out. Just like so, until it comes. You don't need a pulley for it. You can get a pulley, it makes it easier, but leverage is your best friend. One of the few times that we actually pay attention in physics, I guess. Yeah, so the water pump is out, and I just got coolant everywhere, and the bucket was not in the spot it needed to be. Anyway, I'm gonna clean all this up and move on. Stay tuned. All right, so I'm gonna take you down so you can look in there. Man, this looks like a brand new engine, and it should be, you know, if they're advertising it as being 18,000 miles. It's clean. It's clean in there. The oil separator you saw the other day was nearly spotless. I wonder what the valve and valve cover is gonna look like once we take that apart here pretty soon. But yeah, man, you know, it's good. All right, so I got the PVC hose attached right here. Now I gotta figure out how to get the clamping action to work. I don't know if I just remove this. So you just remove this little safe unlock mechanism that they put on here. That's pretty cool, and it snaps down. Pretty cool stuff. All right, so now we will go over to the intake or the oil separator side and install it there. And hopefully you don't really need to see that, but I'm going to do that off camera. So stay tuned. Oh yeah, and just for continuity, it looks like the PVC hose need to be mounted to the right configuration, not the left. And down in here, and you'll see why when you do it. It won't actually line up here, so just make sure it goes right and not left. Anyway, gotta get off the little bitty piece of tape. It was gonna drive me insane, you know. Anyway, let's put it back on. Very carefully in the hole. All right, so it's all 8, or excuse me, all 7 in, and we'll need to go find the torque specs for him now, and we are good on that front. So let me go find those torque specs. Stay tuned. Looking at the Focus Fanatics forums, it looks like the torque specs are 13 pound-feet of torque, which isn't much. And I'm going to set my torque wrench for that and torque them up. So stay tuned. All right, so with that done, we have completed the intake manifold Mazda CX-7 swap over from the Ford Fusion intake manifold. 13 pound-feet of torque all the way around. Don't over tighten it. 13 is not a lot. Be very careful, and you'll be well on your way to completing this task. It's pretty cool to see this on, you know, and in place. I need to get my intake runners for this hose and this hose. Oh, excuse me. I need to get my intake runners for this hose and this hose. Well, I think it might just be this hose. I'm not sure. I'll have to look up where these things go and what they do. But I will figure it out, and I will let all of you know how that will go. But anyway, so up next, I've ordered the water pump, and that will come in a couple of days. I'm going to go ahead and order a new thermostat housing, so that all these parts will be new. I don't have to worry about them. And the belt tensioner here that was broken, that's what it was, the belt tensioner. I will obviously have to buy another one of those. Pulley, I'm putting a new pulley from Massive Speed Auto, Massive Speed Systems. So you definitely should go check them out if you're trying to get or do this swap. But once everything's said and done, I'll have all these links and stuff in the description so you can check out this whole process. Not bad. It's actually, people think it's daunting to work on engines, but it actually is pretty easy, and I hear it's also pretty easy to mess something up. So again, go slow, figure it out as you go, ask questions, call people. I mean, don't be afraid to call people and ask for help. Like that's a given, because there's a lot of people that know more than you do that can help you get to where you need to go. Ask me how I know. Anyway, with that said, like, comment, subscribe, and I think I've reached over 200 subscribers now. So thank you to everyone that's been a member since day one, that is also a member right now. We're doing good, and this is just going to make it much better. There's also some comments that people were saying on another video that I had about why am I fixing up such a trash vehicle. You'll see why soon. Just hang in there and hit that subscribe button, and you'll see why I'm building a trashed car, as you say, and or as they say, and you know who you are. But anyway, I hope I see you on the road when this is all said and done. We'll see who has the last laugh. Focused hands out. Peace.